Hello YouTube. It is so nice to be here. I'm back in my old stomping grounds. You can see that it's still winter, but we're having some warm days. I've had a few down months, but I am feeling a lot better. I'm in the water where I was supposed to be. I was gonna try to find somewhere new, but I felt like since I wasn't at my peak, feeling as good as I could feel, maybe I should stay in a place where I knew. And this has had all winter to wash out. So there should be plenty of new things for me to find and places to explore. It's all ever changing. This is where I was when I had that flash flood hit. And those trees were just covered in kudzu. And you can see they're starting to bloom. The leaves are coming out, but they're just quite not here yet. I so missed doing this, and I just couldn't wait to get back out. I realized I couldn't do winter time. I'm not sure if I don't think that's what made me sick, but I got out early. It was cold, got my feet wet, and other things happened, and I have had a time. Things look a little different. That red there, I'm noticing. That's not usually, I see it going all the way up there. Like you can see it right there. So there might be some work going on up here and it's washed into the creek. I've done a lot of thinking about that flash flooding. And I realized I am so close to the city here. I'm actually in the woods, but still very close to the city. And all the runoff runs here. So when that rain was happening, miles up that way, everything came in here. And just about got me. Best part about it is I know I can run now really fast. I have fallen in love with searching. Get this wet. A lot of times the best stuff's right here because people don't like to get their feet wet. That is all brown on brown, but you can definitely see the fortification lines and things in it. But I got so much of that, I'm gonna leave that right on the shoreline for somebody else to find. I've got to start, I know I said it so many times before, being picky. But when you enjoy these stones as much as I do, it gets hard to determine what picky means. It's like a geode. I gotta get used to everything again, y'all. So if I start talking about a rock you can't see, I'm not looking at it right. Hold my mouth right. But I know they're here. I can tell nothing's been disturbed down here. I'm going to be doing several of these today, and I like to cut them up now. So look for my next one in the next few days. I'll run this one a little while. Let's see what we can find. I have found some really beautiful ones. This is where those tomato bushes were growing, and I can see they didn't make it through the winter. It must be a bird nest up there. Well, that looks nice, but I knew that's some kind of tile over there. I'll pick up my pace. Nice. Looks like that red dirt might be coming from here. We had some really heavy storms, so it may have just hit the red dirt. I know there's a lot of iron down here. That looks nice. Let me rinse this off. If you can see all that in there, it is beautiful. Be my first keeper of the day. I can't help it, but I like those little spots. I got on really bright clothes, and the type that you can't put stuff in your pocket. But luckily I can reach my backpack nowadays and drop it in there without having to swing it around. I seen something I wanted to look at like that. Because I believe I'm going to learn how to start napping. And I think that's going to make some pretty napping stuff right there. If I can get that sunlight on it. You know how to like these pictures. There it goes. I don't see any fractures in there. I'm going to keep that and just go through the ones that I want. I'm gonna take a friend of mine some of this stuff that I'm finding, because I know what it looks like when you take the skin off of it. It's like glass with colors running through it. And I'm gonna be polishing it, but the guy that made me that spear point, I want to see. There it is. I want to see what he can do with some of this natural stuff. I don't know if y'all see that red in there. And I've lost my sunlight again. Not sure if that works or not, but I'm gonna take pictures of it. I got plenty of that. I just always like to pick them up. That's a big old piece of iron right there, natural. think I lost a viewer over a piece of this. Somebody that had been with me from the beginning. And I got another place I go to where this iron collects its own rocks. And they thought it was a piece of concrete that I was trying to pull over as a rock. And it was actually a natural find. And I informed him if he would watch my video and not the short that I made, that he would actually watch me pick it up. I guess it's a he. I'm not going to say their name, but it was just capital U, capital R, kidding me. And then I responded with the truth, and I didn't think I was rude. But I've not seen a typed word since. So that's when it was one of my favorite people. I didn't know who they were. I don't know who they are. Just been with me since before I even started doing videos. And people like that grow on you. It's a different kind of relationship we have with people that watch your videos. But I'd already noticed a difference. There's a group. That's why I posted that bullying information for anybody that's going through that. I made my year, and in that year I realized that when I turned my back and walked away from what was happening to me, I had to change my phone number I'd had for years. I had to delete my Facebook. All kind of things I had to do to guard myself and my family. And I never retaliated. Never said a crossword back because I hadn't done anything. It was all one person manipulating several people. And some of them I really liked. Some, there was a little clash there, but I could have got along with it just fine. But anyway, I did want to try to explain that little post in the community that I did. Because I don't look, I don't ever see anything they post. I don't comment. I've been accused of having secret whatever and going there and doing things. I don't. They treat a lot of people bad, so I'm sure there are people not like me that don't just turn and walk away, that come after them. And that's why they used to have so many problems with trolls. And I actually wondered, it's like, my God, why does this person have so many what they're calling trolls? And I lived and learned. It didn't take long. Usually that kind of person, they'll get you. And they get the people they're around, because piranha eat their wounded. Okay, enough of that. I'm enjoying myself. That looks interesting. That's iron. I'd like to really study that and figure out how that's formed. There's another black piece. Those are usually geodes, those round ones. And they've got red, it's like a paint inside of it. It's extremely red. And just out of curiosity, I researched it, and I found out that the native people did use it to paint their faces. Because when you look at the real pictures of what they really look like here, they would paint half their face red or have different designs according on what they were doing, where they were going. This is all iron. Here's another piece. I'm gonna go way back up in here. There's some places that I still want to explore, but I've decided to be really careful this year. I didn't get hurt last year extremely bad. There's a couple of bruises and pulled tendons and things like that. I'm about to get me a little boat and get on that river. The Alabama River and the Coosa River supposedly has treasure troves, and this is where this flows to. This creek here flows right into the river, the Alabama River, not far from here. And the reason I start finding really nice stuff is because that old riverbank, as it snakes in time, is under us. And this creek, you can see how far it's dug down into this. So it'll hit them old riverbeds, and you start finding beautiful stuff. There's something pretty. Look at that. I'll keep that because I know how beautiful that's going to be when I start polishing. I have been cleaning up, getting ready to polish. I think that's prettier right there. I'll keep that. Because I'm not really going to make anything. I want to just polish it down where people can see how beautiful it is once you get that skin off of it. Ooh, look at that rock. Amazing. You have to go to the Leering Center to figure out what that is. Another geode. But yeah, that was really amazing when I seen the pictures of the paint that they used using those. The snakes ain't quite out yet. I'm sure there's some out. It's warm enough. I got so much stuff at home. I could polish rocks for probably a year and still have it. I don't have as much as Katie does. She's been at it. I just hit my first year. I'm still learning. I still enjoy every second of it. I do have times I don't understand what happens, but somehow I don't know what it is. Maybe I'll figure it out one day. But sometimes I feel like I get carried away with YouTube, and instead of me enjoying YouTube, I'm running around trying to get something to put on YouTube. And I want to enjoy myself this summer. I'm going to have that boat. The river has changed from when I was a boy. It ran red. That's that iron. See where that current's coming through there? I'll say just a little bitty waterfall. That's actually a vein of iron that runs up. Let me see if I can get my focus back. There it is. That runs up through there. I am unable to tell you how that happens or what creates that like that. I'm sure people know, positive. And I'm positive people were back here 200 years ago mining it. And that's a guess too, because you would think I would start finding, what's that stuff called, that waste product? I need to go back to the Leering Center. That's wood. feels so good being in the sunlight. See, there's that iron. Look, you can even see the geodes. So the geodes form under the main vein of it. Let's see if I can pull that out. No. I've got some tools, but that's not anything I want to save. It's still amazing that that's iron. And I cook in cast iron skillets. How'd y'all like my cheesecake and my cornbread? Somebody was bored and wanted to post a video. And that would be me. And I'm going to do more of that because I like it. And it's what I do. I see something really big fly over me. Big bird. I think I need to hit tracks where I can find something. I believe I'm too close to where I came in at. There's a new housing development. And I'm thinking there's people exploring now. Which, that's fine. I'm really glad. I hope the young people can get out and come in here. Because I've never run into another human being in here. Ever. I see a couple of prints every now and then, but mostly animal prints. This is cleaned out quite a bit, but that's washed out, and you can see where this big tree has slipped. I couldn't get up this far in here. I think I might be able to go over it now. I don't think I want to step in that. You know what? I'm going to do it. I watched a friend of mine rock solid passion carve wood yesterday, and I was completely blown away. So I'd love to send her a bunch of this wood I've been picking up and keeping. I hope I don't sink down in this mud. I didn't. Oh, there's footprints, so I'm not the first one. Look, that's new. So that washed all out and then fell. Yeah, that's more iron. This could be easy right here. Yep. Easy step over and go under. I'm looking while I'm this close to the ground. I have found some really good stuff in here in the past. I just see, a lot of people don't know that's wood. And you don't know how beautiful that stuff is until you cut it. Whoa. I stood up too quick. Okay, I see he's following the same track I did, so I'm gonna turn and go straight. I know that I like to point that way, but I really like you to see where I'm going. And then if I see something beautiful, then I can point down. And then I guess the winter comes and I see where that red clay, these cliffs were given in during the other flash floods through the winter. and that red dirt is mixed in. But I don't care how many times you look like a piece of wood, because there's several different kinds of petrified wood down here. And this also made a noise like, I have to let you hear it. It's like a, what is that called? Like a porcelain. That is completely transparent with water lines. I've got much better pieces. I always find some really good stuff here. I guess because these banks are caving in. But I really think the best stuff is coming from up there, where I spotted some waterfalls out of the creek. I can tell I hadn't walked this creek in a while. See that black sand? That's why I believe they bought and closed off the other end of this that leads to the river. That's why I stay away from that wall, because I've seen much bigger cave-ins, like the one I love at the Coosa River. Winter time is beautiful, but nothing beats that beautiful summertime green. Green is my favorite color. I used to think it was blue, but I don't anymore. I love green, emerald green, just all different shades of it. I'm checking up here in these weeds where people don't like to look. A nice piece of driftwood. That's called broom switch. Go look at that. This year I got my mission. Look at that. Speaking of green, that is a butterfly wing, so I can have it. And I've got to figure out where I can put it where it won't get destroyed. And that has a perfect place. Okay. It's good. Good deal. I'll stabilize that. It might not be a rock now, but it'll look like one tonight. Feel like one. It's getting a little long. It's my first one of the year. I run my mouth a little too much in the beginning. Sorry about that. Hopefully I didn't trigger anybody. But, you know, what it's live. If you can't get triggered, you're not live. I was gonna head down to the river today, the Alabama River. I'd already focused in on where this creek goes into the river, and that's where I was going. And then I decided to look at one more place that I could come down here, and I found it. Yeah, I'm seeing some footprints. There's an interesting line in that rock. That's an old bottom of a green, thick piece of glass. I don't know what other people have found out of here because, like I said, I've never talked to anybody that's done anything in here. I know that'd be a pretty piece up against the sunlight. And whoever I'm walking behind has on some heavy boots, so I don't think they can outwalk me. Lines. Those are always beautiful. We're going in a nice cool breeze. It's quite hot. I'm not sure what the temperature is, but I've got a really good sweat going. And that's actually what I wanted. Don't think I've had a natural sweat since last year. But I am ready to find a ooh, wow, that's pretty. Although I've passed up some things that would have used to have done that to me. Wonder what made that yellow. There's a lot of chalcedony in that. I'm so glad spring's almost here. I just know we got another maybe 2 really good cold spells are going to hit us. So I hadn't started my garden or anything yet. I see where whoever came down here had turned around. The footprints are going the other way now. That's a good sign for me. And it don't look like they had somewhere in mind they were going. Because the way the tracks are pushing up dirt, they weren't stopping and looking at all this. I just really need to get up and get out. I've been stuck in that house since October. And just being down here is enough for me. So if it's gonna happen, I've just got to hit where it runs over that riverbed, like I was saying. Getting this water. That really feels good. That's beautiful. Oh, that's my fossil. Ain't that amazing? I'd love to find these. And this is a big piece of it. Wow. I'm getting the sunlight. Look at that. That is a piece of something I have yet to identify. Some kind of fossilized something. I've even got pieces with teeth in it, and you can see those patterns there in the edge of it. That's my dead giveaway. I'm gonna cut it with that, and hopefully y'all join me for my next one. I'm gonna go that way and enjoy myself and have a great day. I want y'all to be blessed. Join me for my next video. I'm gonna do some crazy shorts, of course. Hopefully you'll enjoy those. Have a wonderful evening.